Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. It is a quick flick through for Wargames Illustrated issue 418, October 2022. With this issue we get a short set of rules with this for it's called Valor and Fortitude, and it's for basically playing simple Napoleonic big battles. So you get a full set of rules here to be able to do that, giving you all the information, you know, how the figures are set up, their firing arcs, etc. Assault moves, attacks, melee phase, and so on and so forth. So that's quite good. They've even printed a quick reference sheet on the back. So that's quite good for those of you that are into Napoleonics. So we've got a great photograph, picture on the front of Napoleonic cavalry here. And straight in we get the contents page, followed by subscriptions. Oh, and some more stuff on the Gentleman's War from Bolt Action. Now I did like the look of these. I mean, I really did like the look of these as miniatures, and obviously they advertised the core set for this, which was £89, €107 or $142, but it looks like we've got quite a few extras here. So we've got a Panzer III, £21, plastic M3, £21, a plastic Matilda II, £21, plastic Opel Blitz or Multier, £21, and the 250 half track. So with this you can build either the 2501, 2509 or 25011 variants, and again that's £21. So yeah, I think that's really good value. I did have a quick read of this. This is something which is playing Cops and Robbers, and it's basically an article on this guy plays with some rules, Crooked Dice's 7TV inch-high spy-fi rules, to which they've tweaked slightly to represent, you know, think the Sweeney or the Professionals, like 70s and 80s TV programs, that sort of thing. So you've got special squad or special branch running around chasing armed robbers and that sort of thing. And then we've got this really nice photograph of somebody that's done infantry in square. I think that's quite a loose square, personally, myself. I'm assuming that, I mean, from the look of it, it looks like what they've done is put it onto separate bases so they can still war game with it, but when all assembled they provide a reasonably loose square, which is quite cool. Right, observation post. So new and forthcoming war games, stuff you need to know about. We've got With Musket, Pike and Drum, which is by Caliber Books. Hope Eternal, which is Osprey Games Stargrave. One King, which is English Civil War by the look of it, 1685. And then Valhalla Games, The Battle for Primasol Bridge. This looks like a World War II scenario. We've then got these 1/600 scale American Civil War ships for Long Face Games and Cyborg 3D printing. So they look really cool. Obviously being essentially paddle steamers. They just remind me of like some of the paddle steamers that you used to see in films where they would be filming the Mississippi. Okay, Bold British Starter Force set, Flames of War. So that looks good. That's £80, €90, $110. You should get quite a reasonable force selection in there. Release Radar. Geek and Villain loaded with ammo. We are... So one of the things I found most interesting was this. These are rivers which have been produced by geekvillain.co.uk. It says, and it is a minimal effort offering, a selection of rivers that they've added to their self-cut-out terrain range that requires nothing more than some scissors to get tabletop ready. The river sections are available at small, medium and large scale, are printed on a 6 foot by 4 foot piece of hard wearing cloth. So that's interesting. I mean, if they just quite easily, you know, scrunch up and throw them in a box, that's pretty much a storage problem solved. But yeah, that looks interesting. We've also got a book here by migjimenez.com, which is how to paint miniatures for Wargames. And we've got a selection of various, got MD minis with this bunker, and we've got Empires at War for 28mm scale buildings here. We've got Lowther Cottage. This one's done by warbases.co.uk. Douglas Barn and Pringle's Piggery. And then we've got some Renaissance men, Jacobites and Germans, various figures, and these movie icons and Napoleonic battles. These are just some various different horror figures, and we've got a couple of Marilyn Monroe figures here as well. So yeah, quite interesting. Full paper jacket. Now we've got Warriors of the Ancient Greek World, Medieval France at War, Armada, book on the Spanish enterprise and England's deliverance in 1580. Is that 1588? 1588. And then this one I found quite interesting. Victoria Crosses on the Western Front. We've got American Polar Bears in Russia, soldiers of the 339th Infantry in the Archangel Campaign 1918 to 1919, and Black Heart's Painted Guns, a battalion's journey into Iraq's Triangle of Death. And then we have a Battles for the Arzev Salient called Meat Grinder. Right, so we've got an article here. Jarvis Johnson, who's one of the people that have written the rules for these, doing an interview. Some of the stuff that he talks about is quite interesting. Also touches on his time at Games Workshop as well. But yeah, really, really interesting. PSEUDO-NOSTALGIA with Mark's Little Soldiers. Now, when I looked at these, the way that they're painted in the bright green bases reminded me of the Britain's soldiers. They used to do 1/32 scale, Britons did, soldiers on metal bases, if anybody remembers those. And, you know, just looking at these, they remind me very much of those miniatures. But yeah, and they've gone with a very, you know, a very basic sort of like retro paint scheme, but then by the looks of it they've used a squared terrain board as well within that particular war game, which is quite interesting, I thought. So yeah, okay, so and the Valour and Fortitude is the theme throughout the magazine. So Battle of Wurzen. So Battle of Wurzen, sometimes known as Wurzen, was the second game of my VNF campaign. It's with events very loosely based on Napoleon's spring campaign in Germany in 1813. So there you go. I may go and try and find out some more about that. So we've got scenario information, terrain features, fortitude, board setup, deployment, reinforcements, and everything. We've then got the second part of our painting campaign, or painting article, I should say, for the World War II desert figures that we got with last month's magazine. So this is adding more detail in, etc. Right, Battle for Wurtzen playthroughs. This looks like a battle report. Some great table shot photographs here, tabletop photographs here, of all the miniatures massed up in their ranks. Really nice. So there you go, step by step playthrough. And then if you recall, a few issues back we had an article about using sentries and night warfare, and this is a battle report based on that article and those types of rules and how it went. So we've got board setup, talks about the forces and so on. Commando there with a dagger sneaking up on an unwary German sentry. And Valor and Fortitude, army lists, fate tables and special rules. So these look like sheets for French and Prussian Napoleonic armies. These are useful for the Battle of Wurtzen, but will serve you well in any gaming that takes place during the War of the Sixth Coalition, the 100 Days campaign and beyond. So there you go, additional rules, etc. They've got this thing here with fate cards, and they're literally using the 13 cards that from the Hearts and a standard deck of playing cards, and each one represents a different action or result by the look of it. So it says here, like the 9 of Hearts, play this card in your fate phase. Pick one friendly unit. That unit can carry out one move in that fate phase. So, yeah. And then we've got some special rules here. PANTILE painting. So, painting the red PANTILE roofs for certain sort of like Mediterranean houses, that sort of thing. BritCon 2020, so this was a show report. Some great looking boards here as well. I'm always amazed by some of the boards. When I went to Beachhead Gaming Con in February this year, some of the boards they had there were absolutely fantastic, just absolutely gorgeous. Slumbering Dragon No More. So this is team looks at new releases from Wargames Atlantic and Partisan Press and wonders if they might inspire more players to bring the often overlooked Boxer Uprising, 8-Power War and the Chinese battles to their workbenches, tabletops, club games and campaigns. So there you go. Oops. Stop that. Looks like we've got some basic paint schemes, quick and easy boxes. Painting Whiterun Guard for the Eldar Scrolls Call to Arms. So here you go, painting some basic troops choices here by the look of it. They do look good actually with their yellowy orange and red capes and armour. Company profile, Eureka Miniatures. So 30 years in the miniature making business. So here we go. So these guys produce miniatures, etc. Looks like we've got some either World War II or post-war vehicles here. Roco minifigs tanks circa 1970. Unicycle based jousting, perfect for when you've tried every other way to make warfare more difficult. And rabbit samurai figures, brilliant. And then just some final advertising. Before the last page. And there you go, that was this month's Wargames Illustrated. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you'll join me in the next video. I just want to say that I have opened up a Ko-fi account, so if you want to support the channel and help it grow, then you can buy me a coffee at Ko-fi. It's Tiffany's Gaming Zone as the profile name on Ko-fi, or there's a link in not the description, but at the yeah, there's a link in the description as well, but you'll also find the link to my Ko-fi account on my social media as well, so on Instagram and Twitter. Anyway, hopefully you'll join me in the next video. Alright, take care, bye bye.